There's a few ball python mutations that took the ball python world by storm. In today's video we're going to look at some mutations that completely changed the ball python industry. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video. In the last 13 years that I've been keeping ball pythons, and in the last 10 years that I've been actively working with the different genetic mutations in the ball python world, there's a few ball pythons in my opinion that changed the ball python industry completely. So we're going to look at them and in my opinion discuss why they changed the ball python industry. The first ball python in my opinion that made a huge difference in the ball python industry is definitely the pied ball python. And in my opinion, just because it's so different, back in the day when I started keeping different mutations of ball pythons, the first ball python that really drew my attention was the pied ball python. So I must say, an awesome animal, and this is also a good expression of a pied. As you guys can see, is a medium, equal white to equal patterning. So an awesome animal, and I must say, an awesome looking pied. Next project I'd like to focus on is the gravel project, and more specifically the highway project. So let's start it off with the basics of how to produce a highway ball python. So this is a pastel gravel head pied. So if you breed a gravel to a yellow belly, this is a beautiful yellow belly head pied. As you guys can see, is the high oranges. So when you breed a gravel to a yellow belly, you end up with a highway. So this is another ball python that really took the ball python industry by complete storm. Just a unique interaction between gravel and yellow belly, two subtle morphs could produce such an awesome allelic trade. So again, if you breed a highway to a normal animal, you'll either get gravels or yellow bellies. No normals, but unfortunately it's very hard to tell the difference between gravel and yellow belly. But with genetic testing, there's going to be more certainty to identify between gravel and yellow belly and the different animals in the yellow belly complex. But just overall a stunning animal, and you guys can see definitely why it took the ball python by a storm. As you can see, it's completely different to your standard ball pythons and something we haven't seen. Next project I'd like to speak about is the Cypress Project, and it's actually a brand new project, or a relatively new project that we've been working with the last 3 seasons. And this is just a plain Cypress posset desert ghost little female, and one of the key traits that you guys will hear me say in all of my videos where we showcase Cypress is the clear distinguishing between the head pattern and the neck striping that you guys can see here, and that's evident in most of the Cypress combos. So this is a beautiful expression, and not just the head stamp, but the overall patterning of the Cypress is completely different when you compare it to your wild type ball pythons. So awesome animal, and as you guys can see is the awesome alien heads at the side, and in the overall golden coloration that the Cypress has got. Last project we're going to speak about today is the Confusion project, and probably one of my all-time favorite animals or single gene animals that has ever been produced. And what makes Confusion so much different? It's not a lot, compared to your everyday or your wild type animal. There's not a huge difference between the two animals. What makes the Confusion different is definitely the head. The Confusion has got a slightly dirtier head compared to your normal ball pythons, and of course your head stamp of the Confusion is completely different. The overall patterning of the animal is very reduced compared to your wild type ball pythons. But what makes the Confusions totally different is when it interacts with different combos. So here's the animal, in my opinion, that really gave the Confusion project a lot more potential, or let me just realize the real potential of the Confusion project. So this is a Confusion leopard, and you guys can see just the two simple genes interacting with each other and how amazing this combo is. As you guys can see, is yet again the dark contrast that Confusion and leopard has got when they interact with each other. And then of course, look at the awesome belly. I think that's what really makes this animal and really gave the Confusion project very good potential. So we're super excited about the Confusions, and hopefully we just showed you guys a couple of ball pythons, in our opinion, that changed the whole ball python industry, but there's plenty of others that did the exact same thing. For instance, bamboo, banana, clown, and the list goes on. But let me know down in the comments down below which is your favorite animal and which ball python, in your opinion, changed the whole industry. But we'll see you guys in the next video.